Hello everybody! Today I am doing a monthly recommends video, and this month's topic is family focus, where we talk about really great family dynamics and just how a book really represents either family struggles or how a family has really shaped and influenced the main character's choices, or if you just really want to kind of insert yourself into this family just because of how great this family was. Now, I'm not going to go with any of the obvious books and books that many people have read. I wanted to kind of stick to lesser known books, and so I have 6 books to share with you guys. First, we have Habibi by Naomi Shihab Nye. This book is really great with family dynamics. It takes place when a 14-year-old girl named Liana is actually uprooted from her American home to move to her father's hometown in Palestine. So there's a lot of familial interactions and how they deal with the culture shock of being in a new location, and just how Liana really influences even her extended family in Palestine to kind of be more accepting and also deal with the tragedy of being in a split nation. Next, I have Entwined by Heather Dixon. This is a really great fantasy, specifically a high fantasy read. There are 12 sisters all struggling to deal with their mother's death. And in the social constructs of this society, specifically anything like Renaissance era, when you are in mourning, you have to wear black for a year. And so that really strikes out to me as something that, especially when you have 12 vivacious, energetic girls, they're not exactly wanting to calm down and mourn, especially when you have girls of age to get married and they want to debut themselves, and this pent-up angst really leads them to make poor decisions as they find a secret room in their house where the keeper invites an invitation for them to strip off their mourning rites and be the children that they are. Next, I have Dancing Naked by Robert Hutchins Van Wagner. It takes place right after the events of Blake's suicide. Blake is Terry's son. As they investigate Blake's death, they find out that Blake is actually gay, and Terry has to grapple with his own homophobia as he accepts who Blake is, who his friends are, and also to kind of pull his family together in this tragedy. Next, I have Gemini by Sonia Mukherjee. This is a really great book that shows how close sisters are, especially when they are conjoined. And it also shows the family dynamics of what it means to be conjoined, the health risks, and how a family either can bind together to make the situation work, or how they get torn apart, especially when the topic of separation comes to the conversation, because the girls are getting old enough to where they want to pursue their own dreams and career goals as they are getting ready to graduate high school. Next, I have If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. I raved about this book when I read it for the Diversathon. It is truly amazing. This is basically a book about a girl who wasn't always a girl. She is transgendered, and this book really dives into what that means for a family, especially when her parents are divorced. And it really dives into acceptance, especially because her mom went through her transition, and then now her father has to grapple with the fact that his son is now his daughter. And it really tackles on with the struggles of acceptance and change, especially in family dynamics, and how expectations have to be changed in order to allow acceptance and love into your heart. Last, we have a slightly unconventional family dynamic in 7 Ways We Lie by Riley Redgate. This is another book I read for the Diversathon, as many of these books actually happened to have been picked for my Diversathon read. And this book has 7 people come together in a series of diversity, especially when one of the people in the group is in fact dating a teacher, and they have to come to terms whether they out them or whether they, keep the pact together and figure things out as they go. It was a really great friendship dynamic that really makes high school a more safe environment. It also shows a very diverse family background as it goes into the backstory of each of these 7 characters and how these parents interact and shape their children, especially when something as crazy and drastic as a student-teacher relationship. So these are the 6 books I would love for you to read. If you have read any of these books, let me know down below what you think about them. And I really hope that in reading these stories, you accept diversity into your life and the family dynamic and see how families can be different from yours, whether that be good or bad. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.